This week, Waterloo Region is considering a program to keep students getting on or off the school bus safe from motorists who pass the stop arm.
We understand that we do not have the resources to follow 372 vehicles every day to catch the violators.
And a local newspaper with more than a 100-year history closed its doors. Plus, a profile on a young pianist who taught himself how to play shows SpokeTV his talents.
If you show me piano music, it's like showing me, Mandarin or something. I can't understand what I'm looking at, but I really prefer learning by ear.
I'm Matt Howell.
And I'm Matt Bentley, and this is SpokeTV, your source for local weekly news produced by second-year journalism broadcast students from Conestoga College. Earlier this year, the Bell Let's Talk campaign was hosted with the intent of bringing awareness to mental health issues.
Bell Let's Talk, a campaign started to raise awareness on mental health issues, continues to be successful. This year, the campaign raised $6.3 million with over 125 million texts, tweets, shares, and calls, setting a new record. In Waterloo, Lutherwood was granted $20,000 to support their mental health programs. Since 2010, the initiative has raised over $100 million.
Canada lost one of its oldest newspapers last week when the almost 150-year-old Guelph Mercury shut down.
One of Canada's oldest newspapers printed its final paper last Friday. The Guelph Mercury is 1 year away from celebrating its 150th birthday. It joined the Daily Nanaimo, which closed down on the same day at the tender age of 141, and the Toronto Star, which recently shut down one of their presses. These closures have raised questions as to how long print news can last, with some experts believing that daily printed newspapers will become extinct by 2025. But for now, many mourn for the end of an era.
Driving past school bus lights is against the law, but it gets broken every year. SpokeTV's Natalie McCallum has more on the measures the region is taking to catch the offenders.
Impatient people may be ticketed very soon, considering the fact that Kitchener-Waterloo has recently proposed a plan to install cameras on stop arms of buses.
Within the Kitchener-Waterloo region, about 500 to 700 drivers a week actually fly by a bus while their stop arm's extended. This leading to the proposed plan to put cameras on the bus to ensure the safety of their students.
Benoit Bourgault, the Waterloo Student Transportation Manager, says that the plan is to use the camera like a red light camera and to ticket the owners of the vehicles directly. The approximate cost of this is upwards to $16,000.
We're considering one option at this point in time, which would equip all school bus with stop arm cameras to catch people that are not stopping for the stop arm.
Bourgault says that the end of the school day is one of the busiest traffic times, and for concerned parent Chris McMahon, the safety of his daughters matter most.
I have a daughter that will be going to school in the next couple of years, so I think, for her, it's hard for me to let her just go out on her own, so at least now I know she'll be a little bit safer when she is out there by herself.
Because this is in the early stages, there are many details that need to be worked out.
We understand that you do not have the resources to follow 372 vehicles every day to catch the violators.
More tickets were issued last week, and the Student Transportation Board and Waterloo Regional Police are in agreement that something needs to be done to keep the students out of harm's way. For SpokeTV, I'm Natalie McCallum.
A universal bus pass, also known as the U-Pass, has become a controversial topic among students at Conestoga. An online vote was held this week to decide if the U-Pass would be added to tuition fees in the future.
Last time there was a referendum was 2012. At that time it was approved by students through a referendum, but it was denied in the regional budget.
4 years later, the Universal Bus Pass for Conestoga College is back on the books. Voting for students was all week from February 1st to the 5th. If students agree to the terms set by the GRT and the Regional Council approves, everyone will be paying for bus passes as a part of their tuition. The GRT will have to increase service by running more buses and expanding hours, and they expect the increase in service to cost over $1.2 million. That all factors into the annual addition of $245 per student. Though it passed years ago, there is still a resistance today, even from some bussers.
Why should students that drive have to, take the bus? Because the way I see it is, if I'm on a bus anyway, then I might as well pay the cost, and I shouldn't have to force everybody to do it.
Some driving students think that the bus pass will come in handy for, say, late-night escapades to the bar, but Conestoga Students Inc. President Jeff Shear thinks there might be a bit more value in it for them.
If you're driving to Conestoga College right now, you're paying $400 to $500 on a parking pass, depending on what parking pass, 8-month or 12-month or 1 semester, whichever it is. Majority of students are buying 8-month, 12-month passes, so you're paying between $400 and $500 for a parking pass. If you lived somewhere where you could walk to a bus stop and take a 20-minute bus to school, you would be paying for that bus pass to your tuition.
Opt-outs for students who cannot take the bus or are outside the GRT region are up for debate. But the GRT is against a general opt-out policy. For SpokeTV, I'm Kyle Royacres.
The U-Pass, a system currently in place at Wilfrid Laurier University and the University of Waterloo, has been a topic of discussion for it being implemented at Conestoga. I spoke with a couple of students to get their opinions on the issue. Thanks, Matt. I'm with Abby and Brittany, and we're here discussing what has become a very controversial topic at Conestoga, and that is the Universal Transit Pass, also known as the U-Pass. Abby, you are in favor of the pass. Can you please explain why?
Well, originally I was paying $227 for 1 semester, and then I have to pay another $227 for the next semester. And when I found out about the U-Pass and where I only have to pay just over $200, I got excited because I didn't want to actually save money next semester since I went broke this semester.
Makes sense. And Brittany, why are you against the U-Pass?
I'm against the U-Pass. Being a driver driving from Guelph, the U-Pass doesn't serve any purpose to me. I get that they're trying to help us students save money, but when I pay tuition and then have to pay just under $500 for a parking pass, I don't see why I would have to pay $200 for somebody else's bus pass.
Now that is both sides of the topic, which is, I think we've done a good job covering. So maybe a good solution could be when people pay for their tuition, they can choose either paying for the bus pass or for the parking pass. That could be something they could look at doing. So if you have any comments or opinions on this, please hit us up on Twitter at SpokeTV, and back to you in the studio. E-cigarettes are becoming more popular among smokers trying to kick the habit, but there are concerns regarding their use as well. Carla Buella has more.
Electronic cigarettes are battery-operated devices designed to deliver nicotine with flavorings and other chemicals to users in vapor instead of smoke. E-cigarettes are often promoted as safer alternatives than the traditional ones. But why are young adults getting hooked into it? Stefan Singh, a Conestoga student, said that vaping helps him to reduce smoking.
I feel that vaping is better for me than the cigarettes, and the amount of chemicals that are in the cigarettes compared to what's in the vapor liquid, there's far, far less.
E-cigarettes are often promoted as safer alternatives than tobaccos. The e-cigarette study at the University of Waterloo found out that the use is higher among tobacco smokers and young adults in Canada.
In 2003, Beijing, China first developed the e-cigarette, which can now be found at Pony Boy Vapes in downtown Waterloo.
Matthew De Silva, Pony Boy Vapes owner, explains the new rules when it comes to selling e-cigarettes.
Again, we support regulation of 19 plus. We support regulation on the juice to make sure that it's clean and it's done in a lab and not somebody's, bathroom or apartment. Things like that. We've always been very, very vocal about supporting. So those are the things that we're kind of looking forward to. But right now what we're trying to fight is just that slapping it into tobacco and then having all the same laws apply.
Young adults are getting hooked into this. It's like candy with different flavors. But still, smoking cigarette is dangerous to your health. For SpokeTV, I'm Carla Buella.
Earlier this week, I had the opportunity to explore fitness with a personal trainer, as he taught me how to do an exercise and the benefits of it. Today, we'll get to find out just how that experience went and what I learned.
Welcome to Spoke Talks Health and Fitness with personal trainer Josh Bauer. This week, Matt Bentley learns how to do a push-up while we teach you how to cook up tacos.
I'm Matt Bentley, and this is Josh Bauer. Today, I'm going to learn how to do a push-up. So Josh, what do I have to do first?
All right, Matt, so what we're going to do is we're going to lay down, put our hands underneath our armpits just like so.
Yeah.
And then when you put your feet together, core tight, and when you push up, you're gonna breathe out, okay? And lead with your arms, okay? So 3, 2, 1. And then when you come back down, you're breathing in slowly, slowly, and then explode back up. Keep your core tight. We don't want our butt to sag down too much.
So Josh, what part of the body does this exercise help the most?
Matt, it actually works primarily your chest here. So basically when you push up, you want to contract your chest and use your triceps and your shoulders as secondary muscle groups.
Thank you, Josh.
No problem, man.
This is Tabitha. Tabitha is going to make some tacos for us. For this recipe, we used lettuce, cheese, tomatoes, taco seasoning, sour cream, and salsa. Tacos are fun, so feel free to use whatever toppings you would like. For a healthier option, you can substitute ground turkey. Start by cooking the meat, and while that's going, start to chop your veggies. Add taco seasoning to the meat with 150 milliliters of water. Mix in, let stand for a few, serve, and enjoy. Bon appetit. And thanks, Tabitha.
A Guelph musician is making waves in the media with his outstanding abilities. SpokeTV's Kelly Golden takes a look at his success story.
Local talent is rising when it comes to singers, comedians, and instrumentalists. Dustin Dolby is a piano player from Guelph, Ontario. He's been playing ever since he was 10 years old.
So I started in piano when I was about 10 years old. I got a little plastic keyboard from my parents, one of the just cheap Yamaha ones. And I learned a few songs and started teaching myself. And I never had a schedule or anything, just out of interest. I just kept playing and people responded well. And then later on I started making YouTube videos and I got in the newspaper, and that led me to getting on a few TV shows and teaching some people to play piano. Yeah, if you were to sing a note, I probably wouldn't know what note it is. But if I hear a piano piece, I can usually identify things like the chords or a few key notes and sort of just work around it and start learning the song. Yeah, I definitely learned by ear a lot. I took music in school. I played saxophone, and it's in a whole different key. So if you show me piano music, it's like showing me, Mandarin or something. I can't understand what I'm looking at.
Dolby has made an appearance on The Marilyn Dennis Show, been in a CBC Piano Hero contest, and has also been published in the Guelph Mercury several times, including its last ever edition. Music enthusiast and friend of Dustin, Leo, says that doing what Dolby does doesn't come easy to that many people.
Dustin is a very interesting person because of his self-taughtness. Me, personally, I am not that kind of person. I am very, systematic. I need to read a book or something. I need music notes. I don't know the difference between notes. I can't hear something and understand that's a C note or a D note or something like that. I have to read sheet music.
The number one piece of advice Dolby has for those interested in starting to play an instrument is to just do what you love and love what you do. Regardless of whether you want to play competitively or just for fun, Dolby encourages you to give it a shot because you never know where you'll end up. For SpokeTV, I'm Kelly Golden.
It's the middle of winter, but it sure doesn't seem like it. Normally, winter establishments are open, but this year, that has become harder. SpokeTV's Peter Scott investigates what is happening to all the winter activities across the region and the effects of the weather.
As February rolls along, it seems the warm weather has come with it. Though Wyerton Willie predicted an extended winter, it seems his colleagues in Nova Scotia and Pennsylvania had the right idea, saying it would be an early spring. The outdoor rinks have been hit hard, with rinks on Guelph Street, Morrison Park, and Stanley Park being reduced to wooden boards and hockey nets. Though many people look forward to the warm weather ahead, some people, like Tyler Hill, regret that the outdoor ice rinks did not last long.
I remember at a family gathering, we went and played pond hockey. It's just I think it's the best memories, and it's really where the game was made, and that's where you have the most fun.
As Waterloo Region experienced its unofficially hottest day in February on Wednesday, the rinks had already been damaged beyond repair. In early January, the rinks at Morrison were fully functional. Now, just broken ice fragments remain of the rink that was. This warm weather means an early end to the outdoor rinks. There are also some businesses in the area that require the winter weather and are starting to feel the heat. Dan Hines, the outdoor operations supervisor at Chicopee 2 Park, says that the winter warmth has presented a challenge.
Well, as far as our hill goes, we've lost the majority of our snow. We're managing to stay open, remake a lot of our snow now that the colder weather's sort of coming back on. We've managed to make it through, but it's definitely taking a hit on our operation.
It looks like hockey enthusiasts will have to wait until next year to go hit the outdoor rink. For SpokeTV, I'm Peter Scott.
That's all we have for you this week, and thanks for watching SpokeTV. I'm Matt Howell.
And I'm Matt Bentley. For more news and information, check us out online at spoketv.ca or follow us on Twitter.